Oh, I'm actually very excited about today. I am coming to find you guys on Facebook for the usual. You know how it goes. I can see everybody else. I can't see Facebook. I wonder why. Let's see. Notice activity. Not there yet. Hmm. All right. Well, while that is loading, cheers. Did something a little bit different today. So I have my computer and I have my camera hooked up. So I just want to make sure that's all going the way it should. And I don't see me. Come on, Facebook. All right, well, we actually have a nice topic today. So last week we had talked about um we had talked about how, raw cooked food, allergies, things of that nature. We've been kind of on that path. So today we're gonna take it a step further and talk about how gut health and managing your gut health helps you improve whatever inflammatory condition you are dealing with throughout this latter part of winter. This is the coldest part of the year. It's the coldest aspect of the year, or coldest part of the seasons of this year, or of any year. We might need to back up a little bit. Um, oh, I know why that's not. Duh. Hello. Okay, here we are. Okay, so for those of you who kind of have made it through that little rigmarole, here's the deal. I normally stream these into my Facebook group. I make sure to pull up Facebook so that I can see all of the comments. And today, somehow they ended up on my main profile. So hi, good morning, hello, how are you? So you get to join us for a change. If this goes well, maybe this is what we'll do from here on out. We'll see. Pretty typically what happens is this gets streamed in LinkedIn as well as YouTube. And while I can see those comments as I am talking to you, I cannot see the Facebook ones. So, all right. So today's topic, we are talking about gut health and how to use gut health to manage inflammatory conditions, especially when it's cold out. It started getting cold again today in Dallas, and based on POW on weather, we aren't going to see 70 anytime soon. And I really trust Roy. I trust his feedback. He knows what he's talking about. Let me just put it that way. And he's been in this area for long enough to understand patterns and stuff like that. And he's just very knowledgeable. So anyway, we're not going to see warmth for a smidge. And I get it. You guys up north are going to laugh at us when we say, "Oh my gosh, 50 is cold." But in reality, we do get down to the 20s and 30s. Today, I think later today, Brian said it was going to get down to 30. I haven't looked at the weather yet. I have someone who looks at it in my house, so I get a little lazy about that. So anyway, here's what ends up happening is if you're dealing with an inflammatory condition of any kind, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, because there's rheumatoid and there's osteo, chronic inflammation due to an autoimmune condition, something like chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia. All of a sudden your body starts to ache and your joints ache and everything is just achy and painful and you feel like there's no relief. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. Now, we've talked the last couple of weeks about how in winter, everything kind of slows down. Your body's trying to warm itself from the inside out, so it slows down things, not necessarily to stop producing heat. It's trying to produce heat internally, sending, your blood circulation a little bit higher. Sometimes when you slow down and you stagnate in the winter, you'll notice that your heart rate gets higher. That's why. And this stagnation, this sluggishness, is not helpful to any painful condition we deal with. It's just not. It doesn't matter how minimal the condition is, how minimally painful it is throughout the year. During this late winter, it gets extremely painful. It gets very frustrating. You don't want to get out of bed because it's nice and warm and cozy. Because so, like, why would you, right? And when you're warm and cozy and comfy, your body doesn't ache as much. So I wanted to talk this week about this topic so that we can go over some suggestions, some tips that will really help you. Last week, we talked about comfy foods and how these comfy foods and cooked vegetables can help you with constipation. And then we had talked the week before about raw versus cooked vegetables. Now is the time to cook your vegetables, people, especially if you're dealing with any painful condition. Warm and comfy from the inside out helps to heal that pain from the inside out. The larger volume of vegetables in your food, the more healing micronutrients from plants you get. Now, granted, our food supply today is not as rich in micronutrients as it was 50, 60 years ago. I'm not claiming that in any way, shape, or form. But what I am saying is you can still use those natural properties and those natural constituents to help you heal and to help you manage inflammatory conditions, especially those that are painful during this late stage of winter. Because what's going to happen is we're going to get through the next 6 to 8 weeks and spring's going to hit. And what happens in spring is that natural cyclical cycle of the season sends us into a cleansing process. And that's a completely different realm of ache because now you're cleansing out all this stagnation, right? So if you can get ahead of the game, manage it while it's cold out so that you're not suffering. First of all, first and foremost, no suffering for you. Thank you very much. But not only that, once we do hit that spring cleansing period of the year, you're also better able to slide into it, kind of like you're sliding into home. You know you got this. That home run went all the way out there, and you're just gonna do a little showy. Mm-hmm. Slide into home, pop right up, and hit summer running. That's the goal, isn't it? Every year, that's the goal. It doesn't matter how old we are, how young we are. That is the goal. Um, so I have some suggestions for you. So first and foremost, living your life where you're in pain, you need to find something. There's pretty typically something. It's very rare that there is not something that will help you heal, help you reach the point where that pain is not driving your life. Here's your 4 suggestions for today. All right. First and foremost, you want to stick with an anti-inflammatory diet. Majority of the time, especially during these colder periods, you kind of want to stray toward more of a Mediterranean diet, something that is higher in the healthy fats, something that not only provides you that comfort of, the lubrication from the healthy fats, but it provides you kind of that cushion, not gaining weight. No, 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 no. Healthy fats help to fuel your brain. It helps to fuel your gut. It lubricates all of your joints. So it really does help you manage the pains in your joints and just your body in general. Um, Mediterranean diet has all those healthy fats, but it also has a significant amount of healthy phytonutrients. We're talking the dark leafy greens, the dark colored fruits and vegetables, things like dark grapes, eggplant, red pepper, red pepper, red onions, the things that are vibrant in color, which I don't care if it's winter out and it looks all icky and gross and blah out, right? I mean that's pretty much how winter looks after the first fresh snow in DC. So you know, not that. We're gonna ignore that for a second. We're gonna talk summer vibrancy in our foods during winter. All right, that's what you're going for. And I'm not opposed to a keto diet. There's something out there called keto green that actually applies here as well. You've got your healthy fats. Throughout the year, you kind of want to boost certain micros to help you manage whatever your body is dealing with. During this phase, you want to really boost healthy fats. You want the micronutrients within those fruits and vegetables, but you really do want to boost those healthy fats to help you lubricate the joints, to relieve the pains and the aches of stagnation and slow movement, slow circulation within your system. The not wanting to move because it's cold out effectively, that comes from just the season. It's a season. Winter is all about hibernation. When it gets cold, our bodies don't want to go anywhere. It wants to hibernate. It wants to stagnate. And stagnation doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. So now, are there things that you can put into your food? Because you guys know what you put in your body can be medicinal. It truly can be. When you're sticking with more the Mediterranean style diet, you're boosting your healthy fats during this season to help your body. There are things that you can add to it to boost up the flavor, to spike the flavor. Not only will it spike that flavor, but it will kind of kickstart your taste buds and kickstart your body. Your brain will think that it needs to do something versus being a couch potato. And here's the spices we're talking about. We're talking about black pepper, some menthol, so mints. That's what I mean by menthol. Mints, peppermint, cinnamon. Throw some nutmeg in there, get some pungent flavors from the fall, have it come into winter. You want the crispness. The wintergreen is absolutely amazing. When we're talking because herbal medicine has two elements to it. You have the herbal preparations, and then you also have aromatherapy. Okay, now for wintertime aromatherapy, what you want to kind of look at and see what ones will really work well for you are the ones that have the menthol, the black pepper, some orange or tangerine in it. Frankincense, for sure, it's an anti-inflammatory. You want some lavender, something that's going to ease and soothe. Lemon balm is great with that as well. The preparations, the blends that I have found in aromatherapy that work exceptionally well with fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis do include a menthol of some sort and black pepper. And yes, I know those are stimulants, but there's something about those two. And black pepper with a little bit of a tangerine and something that's more of a soother, something like lavender. You could do lemon balm. You could get a spearmint in there. So you still have the properties and the healing constituents of spearmint without the intensity of the peppermint. So you really only have one intense stimulant within that blend, and that would be the black pepper. There's something to that really helps a body that is fighting fibromyalgia. It helps to ease your muscles a little bit. It gets things working and moving circulatory wise so that when you go to move, you go to exercise or go to just perform any daily activity, it it's almost like it's like it gives your body just this constant massage throughout the day. It's very hard to explain. There's something about black pepper that really just is very effective when trying to manage fibromyalgia. I have had a number of clients who use black pepper aromatherapy blends specifically to help manage their fibromyalgia. It works best as a topical application, not necessarily an aromatherapy olfactory sensor, right? Diffusing it, it actually works better as an application topically. It doesn't work as well as a tincture either, although I have had clients who do use the tinctures. Topical with black pepper, any of the black pepper blends seems to be the most effective. I have one blend in particular that I'm thinking of that I'll post the recipe down below so you guys have it within the show notes. And then with herbal medicine, the second half of that is herbs, tinctures, teas, putting them in your food. So dried, fresh, or ground up. That's the other side of herbal medicine. So you have your pressed, your distilled aromatherapy preparations, then you have your dried, fresh, and ground up preparations. And those are turned into tinctures and teas. Not necessarily diffusion, that happens with the aromatherapy, but the fresh, dried, and ground go in your food. So the foods that you prepare can now become healing substances. How cool is that? Now, in winter, the most effective herbs, oregano and garlic, because cold's flu season, oregano and garlic are superfoods for that. Yes, you need your vitamin C, but you guys, I'm telling you, overload on the oregano, overload on the garlic, if you can handle it. They are super healers in the herbal world. They're very effective. It basically means that, your soups, if you like Italian food, you are in the money. If you like Mexican food or any Spanish dishes, Latin American dishes, throw in some Mexican oregano. Properties are relatively similar. They're not as strong or potent as oregano, straight up oregano. However,